What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Pure Ghost back again with another Payday 3 video. Now in today's video I'm going to be going over my best loadout for stealth. So this is all my perks that I have on my stealth loadout. Obviously the gun and throwables and all that stuff won't matter. It's whatever you want to run. I'm just going to be showing my perk setup for the best stealth loadout. So guys, here is my loadout right here. So we're going to go ahead and get into the skills starting from the very top. This is going to be just like I did in my assault video. I basically made a loadout just for killing cops and sitting in the bathroom on Touch the Sky to grind your weapon XP, which is basically an infinite ammo loadout. So if you want to go check that out, I'll leave the video on the screen right now. You can go click it and watch the assault loadout that I have made and go ahead and like that one. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into my stealth loadout. So obviously, like I said in the last video, I am level 91. I have almost maximum skill point slots. I think the max is 21 and I have 20 right now. So prioritize these as you go and try to pick the ones that you feel are most important at one time. Because you're probably, if you're low level, you're going to start off at 5 slots. And obviously, I'm a little bit higher than you. So just pick the most important ones first. So we're going to start with the Infiltrator tab. We have the Infiltrator perk. When you successfully pick a lock or kill an enemy with a throwing knife, you gain or refresh rush. So again, rush is these little things in the bottom right. This basically gives you a little boost of some sort. And then when you get this boost, if you do a certain thing while this boost is active, you'll get another perk. Sometimes it depends on the ones you run. But this is basically what I've gone for in this loadout. So now, as long as we have rush, a successful lock pick jiggle will immediately pick the lock. So if you pick a lock or kill an enemy, then when you go to pick another lock, it will instantly pick the lock for you. Now this really isn't even that necessary if you have the instant lock pick mod. I went over this in a video on my channel as well. There's basically a mod that you can put in your game folder and it will instantly pick the lock, like within a millisecond. It will just unlock any door or vault that you have, not vault code, but like any actual lock pick that you have to solve. So yeah, that's in another video if you want to check that out. But the quick fingers perk is the second one that I put on this class. Now we have bagger. As long as you have rush, which you should because you just picked a lock or whatever, you will now bag loot 50% faster. So this one really isn't super necessary, but if you were trying to get in and out and like speed run a heist or just trying to get all the bags, you don't want to spend time in the little menu picking up items with the little wheel going around in a circle to pick up the item. You can do it 50% faster with this as long as you have rush. Pretty useful, and I just do it on this class just because I'm just about out of stealth perks to throw on, so I'm just kind of putting on different ones now to experiment with. But like I said, you don't have to have this one on. Only put it on if you want. Alright, so now we have the Escapist perk. Whenever you sprint for 3 seconds, you gain rush. So rush is basically what we're going to be running on this class. Mostly we're going to be going for rush. So your movement speed is increased. We're going to be fast. We're going to get into this place, rob it, and then get out as fast as we possibly can. And with rush, it basically gives you all of the perks down here with the Grifter and the hacker perks. These are very useful, and that's probably going to be your most used tab is the hacker and the Grifter perks. So yeah, whenever you sprint for 3 seconds, you gain rush. And then the next one is battering ram. I just put this one on. And I don't think you really need it unless you want to use this. So basically, as long as you have a boost, you can sprint through locked doors to breach them. So if there's a locked door and they have to be picked, as long as you have either one of those, you just slam right through the door. And now I'm sure the guards can probably hear that, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually tested that out. So use at your own will. And I'd say if you're low level, don't go for this one first. There are better perks to choose from. So guys, now we have Swift. Again, talking about making our character faster. When we have a mask on, we have sprinting is increased by 10%. So some heists, you still are doing in stealth, but you have to have your gun out, like to jump and to do certain things, climb over stuff. So you got to have your gun out anyways, and it's still good to be able to run fast. So I threw this one on. Again, this is another one that you absolutely don't have to have. But I'm going for speed and just agility and being able to avoid guards and stuff like that. Alright guys, so the Manipulator perk. So we trade and tie up hostages 50% faster. Again, this one isn't super necessary, but if you're doing some heists, sometimes you got to make, the hostages get on the ground and tie them up fast because maybe there's a guard coming or something. And you kind of panic a little bit, so if you could just tie them up just that much faster, this could probably help in certain situations. And that is basically why I chose this one. Not much more to it. So now in the Gunslinger tab, we have the quick draw perk. So we increase our weapon swap speeds. When we do have our gun out and our mask on, you know, if you sometimes get stuck in a reload and you try to change weapons, your character just takes forever, like he's not being shot at and not about to be killed. So I definitely threw this one on just to be a little bit quicker. And now the Grifter tab. So as long as we're masked off, which means we don't have our mask on, and you basically can just run into a civilian or an employee, you will gain rush. So at the start of heist, you can easily start speed running if you just, you know, run into a civilian and then go run to the door that you have to pick the lock pick, and it will instantly open the lock for you with one go. So that one is very useful. And this entire tab is what I would focus on if you have a limited number of perk slots. Do this entire tab. This will help you immensely during stealth heists, especially if you're low level. Go for this tab. The Grifter tab and the Hacker tab are the most important by far. All right, we have Walk the Walk. As long as you're unmasked and have rush, cameras cannot detect you trespassing in private areas. They will still detect you performing illegal actions, picking things up, you know, flipping switches, hacking computers, stuff like that. They will still see you even if you have this perk active with rush. This is like almost a cheat code in my opinion, literally unseen by cameras. And it's about the same as this next perk, which is social engineering. So if you have the same thing, rush, employees will ignore you performing illegal actions. So basically this is like a two-sided coin where you have the cameras ignoring you. Now you have the employees and, you know, civilians ignoring you as well, as long as you're, you know, doing the correct things in front of them. This one, they will ignore you performing illegal actions. The cameras, they will still alert if you do illegal actions in front of them, however. Next one I have on is this little quality of life. Open mic, you answer radios 50% faster. So if you do have to kill a guard, you know, they're gonna go off, the radios are gonna go off, so why not be able to answer them 50% faster? Sometimes you can't always get to them, and so that's why I think this perk will really help with that. And last, after we get, and the last one on this tab, after we get cuffed by a guard, you can break free by lock picking the cuffs. Now, it is very rare that I do get locked up by a guard, because you can hack them, which I'll show you in the next tab. And before you can get arrested, you can just hack their radio and run away. But this does have a cooldown, so if you want to use slippery, you can break free from lock picking the cuffs. But after you do that, then the guards are searching for you for the rest of the game. So I pretty much will just restart if I ever get to that point. But this is still a good perk to have on if you want to like salvage a run and you don't want to restart the entire thing. All right, guys, so we have the Hacker perk. You can hack cameras to gain access to the area CCTV system. So basically, you look at a camera, you can hold right, or you can hold F to hack the camera. And then with the other perk that I'm going to show you guys in a second, I believe it is this one. Yep, secure loop. You can then hack it and then right click or whatever it would be on controller, and it will basically show a loop of the camera in the footage. So you can basically walk in front of the cameras and they will not detect you at all. The cameras will be blue after you have hacked them, so you know that they're your cameras and not the enemy cameras. And you're basically safe in front of that camera. So we have Appliance Breach now. You can activate lures from a distance as long as you have a clear line of sight. This one's a pretty cool perk. This one is, again, one that you don't absolutely need. You can definitely spare some for the rest in this category of Hacker or Grifter if you only have a certain number of slots. This one was just kind of like a last-ditch effort and just throw this on. It makes the heist a little bit easier because you don't have to be on top of the lures now to activate them. All right, so now we have Routed Ping. You can spend a runtime to make the hacked camera automatically mark guards or law enforcement within its range. So any camera that you hack with the secure loop, or the Hacker tab, it will now mark the guards that walk through that camera for you, so that you can see them through the walls and know if anyone is coming. And it says they stay marked for 5 seconds after leaving the camera's view, and they don't count towards your maximum number of marked targets. We're just about there. Now we have a glitch protocol. This is probably one of the best, if not the most overkill perk in the game. You can hack a guard's radio to cause a disturbance, which will stop and distract them, pausing any action they were doing. You must have a line of sight to the guard to hack them. The guard is distracted for 5 seconds, after which they will go back to their previous action. If the guard was escorting a player, the guard will go back to patrolling. If the guard was about to detain a player, the guard will go into search mode instead. This one is absolutely, I wouldn't say broken, because they kind of did make it to where he would go back into search mode. So everything won't go back to normal, like he's not just going to forget about you. But if you are about to be arrested and you can get away, Sometimes they won't even search for you, which is kind of broken. I don't know if that's just a glitch or whatever. And then it also has a cooldown of 60 seconds. So this one, if I'm about to get caught, you just run up to the guard before he can cuff you fully and just hack him. And I mean, he just literally forgets that he was even arresting you. Kind of OP in my opinion, but I love it. I love hacking the guards after I've gotten caught, because it's kind of like a second chance. It's like, get away from me. And then you can just run away and hide somewhere else, which is, it's great. All right, guys, now we have signal catch. You can answer radios remotely if you have a line of sight to the guard's body. So you kill a guard, you're then handling a hostage that happened to be in the same room, and the radio starts going off. You can just look at the guard that you just killed, as long as you're within like 20 or 10 or 20 feet of them, and then hold F on the radio when it comes up, and you can basically answer the radio from far away. Super useful. Again, it's not one you absolutely need, but it'll help in the big heist at the end of the game when you're trying to really stealth it. It just makes it that much easier. All right, guys, so for our last perk on the list, we have Strategist, and it's simply you can mark one additional target, and your mark lasts 20% longer. And then we have Ace, which, you know, you can mark one additional target, and your marks last 20% longer. So I'm guessing that it uses both the basic and the Ace perks at once, or like the addition or whatever. I'm not sure. But it's just good sometimes to be able to mark multiple targets, and then if you have the cameras on, they're marking targets too. So you got a good insight basically on where all the guards in the map are, or at least the ones near you, and you can see if someone's coming or not, which is really great. That's basically all that I use that for. But yeah, guys, this is all my perks. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the best stealth loadout that I've been able to come up with. There probably is a couple that you can throw onto here instead, but for me, I didn't. This is like a non-loud loadout at all. Like, this is only for stealth in my opinion, and I believe that this is the best one. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys like my skill perk screen with all the colors and stuff that is added to it, I actually went over the mod that you can install for this in the video in the description. I'll leave it there. It is basically a mod that just makes everything more colorful at the main menu. All the words over here are color sorted. All the perks are color sorted towards whatever, you know, boost it's giving you. So edge, and these are giving you red, so now these are red. It's a pretty cool mod. It makes it just a little bit less dull. A good little quality of life update and mod that you can add even to this screen here. Yeah, guys, I'll leave that in the description. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, I'm trying to find more mods, but there's just none coming out right now. It's a pretty hard game to mod because everything is server side, like I said. But yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them below. It has been your boy Pure Ghost. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Remember to like and subscribe for more Payday 3. It's been your boy Pure Ghost.